9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
It is Wednesday, and you know what that means. It is Timeless Elite Wednesday with your PR princess, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me, your Timeless Elite, here with you on this special edition of AEW Dynamite, where we are continuing the fallout from AEW Wrestledream. And as I see, we are kicking off with a hard-hitting AEW's Trios match with the Opps taking on the Hurt Syndicate. This Hurt Syndicate earned that opportunity after beating the Demand over the weekend in a Tornado Trios tag match. And outside of the Trios match we do have the AEW Unified Championship match between Bandido and Kazuchika Okada. We also have a few bonus matches that actually happened. Jon Moxley taking on Kyle O'Reilly. We're also going to hear from Darby Allin. We also do have an announcement regarding the AEW women's tag team titles, and I did see there is a fatal 4-way match for the tag teams, because pretty much whoever's the winner gets to pick out who they want to face first. So it's going to be Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford taking on Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata, taking on the lovable duo of Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, and taking on Julia Hart and Sky Blue. So that would be an interesting match. And also, you guys have heard that we are going to have a celebration from 12 Belts Ultimo Moné. If you did not hear it, on Monday, Mercedes Moné will be doing her 12 belt celebration after picking up not 1, not 2, but 3 belts over the weekend. It's going to be a very interesting segment, along with everything else happening. And I see a battle of meat between Bobby Lashley, Powerhouse Hobbs. No bread, no water, just meat. And this is really awesome, seeing Powerhouse Hobbs and Bobby. Like, oh my goodness, Powerhouse Hobbs thought he was. And it's going to be very interesting on Bobby Lashley putting in the signature submission, like the Hurt Lock. Yes, Boza, this is the Opps' biggest challenge to date, because the Hurt Syndicate, as I mentioned, they did earn the opportunity after picking up a win over the weekend at WrestleDream, and they are not undefeated, but they do have an equal amount of wins, because I know the one loss they had was against Ricochet and the Gates of Agony from AEW All Out in Toronto. But the tag is made to MVP, Samoa Joe. These guys are actually no strangers to each other, MVP and Samoa Joe, since if you've watched TNA from back in the day, at one point they were at TNA, Samoa Joe, and then MVP. And I think it's coming between MVP and doing his signature ballin'. And it looked like he hadn't skipped a beat. Save made by Shibata. And also, if you notice outside of the ring, and I don't know if they made the announcement earlier today, if you notice outside the ring and also near the commentators' desk, like near the barricades, you'll see the DC Comics with all the familiar icons: Batman, Superman, Harley Quinn, everybody, Wonder Woman, all the superheroes you know and love from DC Comics, Aquaman. And also because of the recent collaboration between AEW and DC Comics, where they're doing a comic collaboration, which is very cool. And oh, what the heck? Oh, and speaking of Ricochet, not surprised there that Ricochet comes out, and Samoa Joe looks like he's putting the submission hold on the MVP. And is MVP going to tap? Oh, and he tapped. Thanks to Ricochet. And also, look, if you see outside the ring, if you literally see outside the ring, the Ricochet and the Gates of Agony are all wearing jackets. But the winners of this match and still AEW Trios champions is the Opps. That I know it was really cool too. When I was explaining it with the DC, which is really cool with the collab, but it looks like there are things that have to be unsolved with the Hurt Syndicate and the Demand. So I think you would think they would turn their attention to the Opps, but it looks like there's still some unfinished business between both of these trios, as it should be. And it's really going to be interesting. And also, if you notice, the Opps did turn on Hangman Adam Page, and we're going to hear from Tony Schiavone. Don't touch Tony Schiavone, please.
First of all, I want to say what a pleasure it is to be here in San Antonio tonight.
I will say Samoa Joe actually does better as a heel.
But you got to understand, when you have a man like Powerhouse Hobbs around, it's good to have these big old fat San Antonio women around to keep him occupied.
I know he's trying to draw heat, but people respect Samoa Joe. I know he's trying to draw a lot of heat.
Waiting to show you that you are not that man.
Fans are rooting for Hangman Adam Page.
And much like these people say, Hangman Adam Page, you may think that this is just some cowboy shit. But rest assured, just like every one of you slap-jaw Texans in here, I will slap your cowboy ass and make you my bitch, just like everybody else has made every sports team in this state their bitch. Because if you haven't noticed, what stands before you is the odds. We stand in opposition to everybody, and rest assured, we're never lacking. Just like a herd syndicate, they unfinished business with the Demand.
Well, very interesting words from Samoa Joe. And after what happened at WrestleDream over the weekend, the Opps did betray him and Adam Page. And if you saw the post segment on social, Hangman did, he's not really happy about what happened. So, Bose, I do agree. I could see another round 2 with them at Full Gear, because we still have to figure out who Hangman's next challenger. And it looks like him and Samoa Joe are gonna. And here we go. Earlier today, Mercedes Moné came with all 12 of her belts, and it looked like all the models came out. And look, she came out, and she's channeling her Beyonce Cowboy Carter. And we're going to hear from Chris Statlander. Ooh, she said the absolute word. I'm happy Chris Statlander wasn't unfiltered.
Since we're making history tonight, I beat Tony Storm twice. Have you?
I knew she was gonna do that.
Have you?
I need that energy.
You beat last year at Full Gear. Well, I promise you you. I am so much more. You may be the one who broke the glass ceilings. I'm going to soar past it and take this title to heights that you have never seen before, and you are coming along for the ride. Full Gear, AEW Women's World Championship, Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Moné. I accept. Oh, have a nice celebration tonight.
Chris Statlander, man, she really did not take any authority. She did not take no authority. But it's official, ladies and gentlemen. We got our first match at AEW Full Gear from the Garden State of New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. Chris Statlander taking on Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's Championship match. I knew for a fact Chris Statlander had to mention that because that's going to increase a lot in her character with Mercedes, because she should have went unhinged after she lost to Toni Storm after All In Texas. And I knew Renee, when she answered that question, she did look a little bit scared. And a shout out to our producer from the future. And yeah, Boza, it was an interesting conversation on Monday. And I kind of did have to reiterate a bit, because even when people are starting to watch AEW because of Mercedes, and you did see some of the people, like I know Will and Ced and some people on our panel was trying to do it with Chris Statlander, but I have to remind people, Chris Statlander was a former TBS champion before Mercedes got there. There was no elevating the TBS title, no character development while she was champion, and it made me sad. And with the fact, too, she came back from an injury. And also, it really made me sad because it was right before she dropped the belt to Julia Hart. I'm happy she is getting a redemption. I just hope. This title reign is a lot more different. I don't want her to be a transitional champion because, and I said this on Monday, if Mercedes really wants to put over her this women's division, oh, that is true. That's even worse. That's even worse, bros. She wasn't even one that was pinned, but Julia Hart was the one that got the victory, unfortunately. But I don't want Chris Statlander to be a transitional champion. Heck, I was upset when Willow lost the TBS title last year at Double or Nothing and didn't even hold it for almost a month. So I think it is going to be interesting. I just don't want Chris Statlander to be a transitional champion with the fact she is starting to grow. I know it's sad that they didn't do the alien character when she first came on as TBS champion, but I love that she's doing like the cosmic, the galaxy, branching into the alien a bit, and I love that. And I really want her to continue at, but also with the fact too, I love that Mercedes is developing a lot of heel tactics, because we have seen her try to get herself disqualified with the, we have seen it try to see her get disqualified. And also with the fact too, if you notice, that was the same referee that was officiating Mercedes and Mina's match. That was the same one that was officiating between Rio and Mercedes. And also, if you remember, she was starting to gas out a little bit, not with Mina, but with Rio, because Rio almost took her to her limit. And if you go back to Forbidden Door, when she had that fatal 4-way match, and one of the representatives from Stardom, Bozilla, kind of took her to a limit, she looked like she was gassed. And that was where Bryan Danielson came in regarding stamina, because it's great that she's collected all these belts, but at the same time, it's like the stamina is going to be creeping up a little bit, because it's a lot to do when you travel. I mean, of course, there's a lot of mileage on the airplane, but you have to be very thinking about this, because sooner or later, it's going to start to creep in thinking, how long am I able to do this belt collecting? And for me, it doesn't matter if it's her doing it, doesn't matter if it's Okada doing it, or FTR, or the Hardys, Kenny Omega, whatever. It's soon enough going to bite her. And also soon enough, she may go down the rabbit hole, and she may do the similar storyline that the Young Bucks are doing right now, where they lost everything of their EVP status. We don't know. That's a possibility. But we are back live, and we get to hear from Darby Allin, who actually picked up a victory over the weekend, his first official victory over Jon Moxley at WrestleDream, and he had some help from his buddy Sting. And it's funny, I said last week, I was like, I don't think Sting's coming, but I guess he wanted to make his mark since he's on his tour for the final time, since he's making his last few appearances. But it's going to be very interesting to see, and he's going to be out for good. But it's always nice to see Sting. Sting is like one of those guys where you can't really talk. You never hear any negative comments about Sting. And that's the one thing. He always is well respected, and you never hear anything bad about him. But here's Darby Allin coming into the ring with the bat that he used. Well, he has a microphone, but he has a towel in. Yeah, me too. I always enjoy Sting. I enjoyed Sting. Even though I said Sting wasn't coming, I love seeing Sting. And he did add it to the match too, because that's his friend. That's his friend Darby, and they've been together. They were tag team champions, and he didn't take away when he visits. Like, he'll pop in every now and then, but it's Sting. But he brought the flag in for AEW. Very curious on what Darby Allin's got to say, and what's going to be next for Darby, because just remember, we have Blood and Guts coming up. Now, a women's, are we going to have a men's Blood and Guts? And who would be a part of the men's? But let's see here what Darby Allin has to say.
Before I climbed Mount Everest, there's a lot of people saying I was irresponsible, and I could never really be the face of this company. Because I was going to get myself killed. It'd be really bad for PR.
Oh, please. Don't say that, Darby.
The exact opposite. Because I'm willing to go places for this company no one else is willing to go.
And he did. He climbed up Mount Everest, and he came right back.
I will die for this place.
I hope so. I hope he sticks around for the next 6 years.
The marks on my body from Saturday tell a story. I may have said, John, oh, he said I quit. I was never going to say I quit Saturday. But I'm wearing the scars today. And I ain't stupid. I know the Death Riders just aren't going to go away just like that. So let me tell you something, John. As long as the Death Riders are breathing, Darby Allin isn't far behind.
Take note. Darby Allin made it a purpose. He said, even as long as the Death Riders are still breathing, he's not that far away. Could we see him make an appearance at his match? But could we see him pop in during Jon Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly's match? Because I also know the Conglomerations has issues with the Death Riders as well. Oh yeah, this past weekend, Jurassic Express are $500K richer. Very curious what they're going to do with the money. It looks like Jurassic Express want those tag team titles. They won Brodino. Oh my. That would be a really good match between them and Brodino. Oh my. And with the fact Jurassic Express are former AEW tag team champions. My. And speaking of tag teams, we actually have the ladies appearing, and oh my goodness, if you see Penelope Ford and Megan Bain's costumes, who do they remind you of from DC Comics? And I don't want to give it away, but it's Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, if you can tell, which I think it's really cool putting that homage into DC Comics, which, as I mentioned, if you look on the banner outside the ring, they're doing a collaboration with DC Comics, and I love that they're bringing that inspiration back. I love it. I love it. And I want to see it not just for tonight, but throughout the whole rest of 2025. And yes, Boza, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn. And I love that. And Halloween is coming up. And we're going to have Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Yeah, they have been a very tag team from part of the Triangle of Madness. So, by the way, Jamie Hayter and Tekla had a really good match over the weekend. They had a very good match. First women's match we had where it didn't have no titles. Just a good, hard-fitting match with a storyline, and I'm hoping we get to see an additional more. But I love that. Yep, it's a big fatal four-way. These are for the 8 teams in the tournament. Yep, winners get to choose, and we get to see the destiny of who will be crowned the inaugural women's tag team match. I'm very excited, but feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got. You guys got Megan and Penelope Ford, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, or do you have Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada? I mean, I don't want to sound a little biased, but one of my clientels in this, my gal Jamie Hayter, I gotta go for Jamie on this one. I love Harley and I love Willow, but I gotta support my gal Jamie Hayter. She's on a roll. And also make sure to check out our interview with Denise as well. It was a very fun interview. I did not know that she sews her own wrestling gear. So that's another fact as well. And make sure to check on WWT socials where I did my interview with Julia Hart during the Queen of the Ring red carpet event. It was really fun interviewing Julia Hart. She is definitely a star on the rise, former TBS champion, and definitely does have potential of being either not just TBS champion or being in the AEW women's title picture. But make sure to check that out on WWT socials. But look at Harley and Willow. They both have matching colors gear, which I love. And here comes Queen Amanada. And she's just waiting on her tag team partner. Oh, Boza. See, Boza's going for Harley and Willow. I got to go for my gal, Jamie Hayter, and Queen Amanada, because I do love Queen Amanada. I'm not going to lie. And also shout outs to Professor, too, for introducing all of us to Queen Amanada. But here comes Jamie. I would think, Boza, because it's too soon to crown in a full gear. And I think they're probably going to do it around the same time, since the Continental Classic is going to be announcing soon, because usually they announce it right before Thanksgiving. So I wouldn't be to be surprised if not only, I don't know if it's going to be the Continental Classic still, depending on like the championship, but some type of bracket with the Continental Classic, they'll probably do it at the end of the year, which actually makes a lot more sense doing it at World's End. So at least it gives them time to prepare and just builds up that momentum and gets people interested and discussions going. But here we go. We have a fatal four-way tag match, and it's going to be fun. So we're going to start off with Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue, two ladies that are no strangers to one another, former friends, but now enemies and rivals. All right, nice tag team by Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale. Also, I just realized something too. I know this is going to sound crazy because if Chris Statlander's not going to, I don't know why, but I do like this pairing of Harley and Willow Nightingale. I love that. Here comes Harley and Sky Blue. I will say Harley Cameron has definitely shown a lot of wrestling ability. And I love that she's really not afraid to get her hands dirty. And especially the last 2 times she faced off against Megan Bayne, I actually saw it in person where she faced off against Megan Bayne in Atlantic City. And she really took her to her limit. And it was so good. All the fans were cheering for Harley. And it was just so fun to watch. Obviously, the match she had with Mercedes Moné. Oh, a very interaction between Penelope and Sky Blue. And it's like, one of you guys is facing Harley. But Harley is definitely showing improvement. Also, to let you know, we are going to have WWT live. So after AEW Dynamite, we're going to hop over to WWT live for a bit because obviously we're going to talk about the recap from Dynamite tonight, NXT, the final NXT before Halloween Havoc, and also other news that are happening all over the wrestling world. So feel free to let you guys know. So once I'm done this watch along, we're going to hop over to WWT Live, where we're going to talk about the latest updates that are happening around the world. Myself and Honey maybe may or may show up. I don't know. But we shall see. Because I'll let you guys wait till it. But I know we will be on WWT Live afterwards. So make sure to just stay on the channel and we're going to chat some wrestling with you. But here we go. Jamie Hayter taking on Megan Bayne. And I think it's the first time they've had a meeting with each other. I know Jamie was going after Penelope, but I think this is one of the first few times they met one-on-one. Ooh, there's a reason. And there's a reason why Jamie is a former AEW Women's Champion. Oof, and look at Megan. She has that power. But nice counter by Jamie. Tag is made. Oh, tag is made to Queen Aminata. Now the tag is made. And they're putting the double team onto Megan Bayne. But she has that power. And by the way, even though she did lose to Toni Storm, she still not had another pinfall loss yet. I know she's undefeated on Collision. Oh, wow. Penelope and Megan Bayne are cleaning house. And obviously, I'm happy the ladies are starting a little bit early instead of the quote-unquote dreadful 9:30. I'm happy they are kicking off a little early. But I'm watching this from TBS, and even though the match is on picture-in-picture, the match is still going on live. And yes, Boza, that little weasel, Stokely, unfortunately. But FTR picked up the victory over on Tailgate Brawl over the weekend. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of bad blood between FTR and Jet Speed. Very interesting to see. But I'm looking at the match in picture between Megan Bayne and Queen Aminata. Kick out made by Queen Aminata. And also still to come, we still have the bracket reveal that's going to happen later on the show. So I'm very curious on, obviously we know Ty and Anna Jay will be in it, but very curious on what other tag teams will be in it. We may see a tag team in Ring of Honor. I don't want to give any spoilers, but maybe Athena and Billy Starks could be a tag team. Billy Starks is a little minion. Would not be shocked on that. But there's a lot to. And also, we do have a trios match, by the way. The conglomeration, members of the conglomeration, Mark Briscoe, my freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong taking on members of the Death Riders. Oh, and thank you, Boza, for that. The main event is the AEW Unified Championship match. Bandido taking on Kazuchika Okada. Boza, I don't know if we're going to get Bandido 3 belts. I don't know if we're going to get 3 belts from Bandido. But I know, Boza, that would make sense. Billy Starks and Athena, come on. You need a tag team from Ring of Honor, obviously. And that is good. Her and Queen Aminata are in the finals for the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Championship. I know, Boza, it's wishful thinking, but I think after giving Okada his first loss, I can't see Okada losing 2 in a row. And also with the fact too, and I think, don't call me crazy, but if Okada pins Bandido, he is in line for an opportunity for the Ring of Honor Championship match. And it could happen at Ring of Honor Final Battle because we still don't know who's going to face off against Bandido. And that could be a possibility because could you imagine if Okada beat Bandido for the Ring of Honor men's title, and with the fact too, Takeshita would be irate. Yeah, it's like we kind of have to figure the path because, oh, and just to let you know, we are back live with the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. Okay, so we have the Fatal 4-Way match between Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron, taking on Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata, taking on Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne, and Julia Hart and Sky Blue. But Willow, she's on fire. Oh, don't get me started, Boza. I have to deal with that creep in Columbus. I may have to deal with that creep down Callis when I possibly go to Full Gear in person in New Jersey. So it's like, oh boy. Ooh, nice double team by Harley and Willow. All right, tag is made to Penelope Ford. Oof, nice tag team by Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne onto Willow. Saved by Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Megan Bayne's trying to take out the trash. Taking out the trash. But it looks like Julia Hart and Sky Blue are trying to take out Megan Bayne, but it looks like nice double team. Yeah, she has that power. And it's funny, her only loss is against Mother Timeless, Toni Storm. Double team by Penelope Ford, but a miscommunication from Megan Bayne. But blind tag is made to Jamie Hayter. Oh, I thought it was a blind tag made, but here comes Willow taking on Penelope Ford. Very curious on I'm very curious with the women's blood and guts. It's going to be very interesting to see because Jamie Hayter, Queen Aminata. All right, double team by Queen Aminata and Jamie Hayter onto Penelope Ford. They're just having the tag. Oh, headbutt. Haterade. Man, that was a nasty Haterade. 3, and your winners of this match is Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata. I have to say, for a tag team, they're pretty good together. I wouldn't mind it. I do. If I'm not gonna get Windstorm for quite a while, I actually do like Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata together. I think it's really cool. Haha, favorites. Well, we shall see. But let's see what. But they get to call on the brackets, so it's gonna be very interesting to see. Who's gonna be who? What are they gonna do? And it looks like they're trying to get a microphone in the ring. Okay, so let's hear what Jamie has to say. Who are they going to pick? Oh man, I mean, it's no surprise there. They chose Julia Hart and Sky Blue. We know one match, but like I said, we're going to reveal the rest of the brackets on who's going to be facing who. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be super, super fun. Yes, we are. Just like we have to figure out who else. And here comes the Young Bucks. They're demanding a money match. They're banging on a boss man's door. And they say, "Oh, up to it. They're poor and they're broke." Tony Khan's not gonna answer the door. I wouldn't even. Oh, he never appears on TV. He's very short. Okay, Collision. Man, so it looks like we're gonna have another money match. Jet Speed and Jurassic Express taking on the Young Bucks and FTR. Oh my! Oh, look at Stokely! Give it $1. Oh my! I know he's just throwing, and that's very one of the few times you ever see him on TV. And also, Tony, don't look at the camera. Just look at them. Don't look at the camera. I know he's randomly throwing money like it's crazy. Also, yes, I did see that Boza up next. John Moxley taking on Kyle O'Reilly. It's gonna be very interesting because the Death Riders are facing off with the conglomeration. Now we are gonna get a women's blood and guts, but are we gonna get a men's blood and guts? That's the question for the men's side because this could go either way. And Darby Allin, he said that he's not going to stop until the Death Riders are no more. So we shall see what he says on that. Also, and I don't know if you guys have been following the story because my day job, I work in PR, and I've been following this story on Warner Brothers Discovery. Fortunately, they rejected Paramount's offer, and they're trying to be up for sale, trying to find who to buy it. And I know a lot of people are saying like Netflix and another big brand and all that stuff. But, you know, with all of these billionaires that are pretty much conglomerating on buying one thing over another when it comes to media, I know this is going to sound crazy, but all these people are buying, all these billionaires are buying stuff without looking at their code of ethics or anything and thinking like, oh, I can buy this company, this, and this, and just merge on the one. This is going to sound crazy. And I don't know if it's a conflict of interest, but it would be interesting if Tony Khan buys Warner Brothers Discovery. Hear me out. I mean, you see all these other billionaires are doing it. Why can't Tony do it? Could you imagine him having, I don't know if that could be a conflict, but I don't see why he can't do it while some of these other billionaires are flaunting their money and buying all these companies while also breaking the code of ethics. I wouldn't mind seeing Tony Khan buying Warner Brothers Discovery. I mean, he got the money to do that. He got the money. He got the money to do that. But that was just a thought I had, and I thought it was very interesting because I have been following that story. it would be interesting. He could create spin-off shows for. Oh my god, could you imagine that? If he bought Warner Brothers, he got the money to do that. He's throwing off all these money. It also proves that yes, the conglomeration's new music is so over. I actually did see the entrance and I was like, oh my god. So it looks like we're gonna have to put John Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly on hold for a bit. But it looks like we're going to have the 12 Belt Moné celebration now. And we do see Miss Renee Paquette in the ring. Oh, and there's a cake. There's a cake. There's tequila in the ring. Yes, she is the longest reigning. Hey, Eddie Foster. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesday with me. And I'm doing pretty good. And you just made it in time for the 12 Belts Moné celebration segment. There's cake, there's tequila, and we have Renee Paquette. I know, Boza. That's who I had in my bold predictions too. It was either one of them or Athena coming out. But it's okay. Demanding. Demand. I wonder, you know what I want to know? I wonder how Ultimo Dragon feels on this. I'm very curious what his thoughts are. I really hear what Ultimo Dragon has to say, and I'm pretty sure it's somebody, well, whoever's associated with him probably asked him that. I'm very curious on his reaction. Harley. All right. And oh my god, Harley! Oh my god! Minnie Moné! Minnie Moné is back! Well, I mean, Minnie Moné is. I mean, how can you not laugh at Minnie Moné? That's pretty funny. Look at Renee. She can't help herself. I mean, hey. I mean, we've seen a lot of women do that. Her, Mina, Tony, Alex Windsor. I don't know about Blood. Well, it kind of sucks because I really want Harley to be in the Blood and Guts team. I wanted Chris Statlander to come in. I guess she doesn't like anybody. I guess she doesn't like anybody taking away her spotlight. Ooh, she told her models to go to the back. Well, actually, that would be funny if it's not Harley, it's Chris Statlander. And maybe Harley taught, like, Chris Statlander how to do ventriloquist. That would be really cool. It would be interesting if that was Chris Statlander. If I were her, I would not mess with if I was her, she better back off for Renee. She better hope Marina Shafir doesn't come in. Or Mox. I don't think that's Harley, because I was like, Harley just competed. I'm pretty sure Harley taught Chris Statlander how to I know, right? Because I'm pretty sure Harley did teach her how to do ventriloquist. I'm pretty sure. It is cute. I know. She is a jack of all trades. You gotta have it. I don't think that's Harley. And she just had a match with Willow. Yes, Boza, he did.
Accomplishments in professional wrestling history.
look at the mini Monet.
Me? Ultimo Moné is going to be talked about for years to come, but you stupid, pathetic little marks want to laugh at me.
She's lucky that's not Tony.
I am tired of the disrespect. So if you want to laugh at something, Harley, laugh at this.
Jeez. I don't think. Oh, it was Harley. I really thought that was Chris. Oh. Wait a minute. There's Chris Statlander. Oh my God, she made her eat cake. I really thought that was Chris Statlander doing the mini Monet because that would have been really talented. But yeah. Oh my God, she took her through a table. Oh my goodness. I guess Chris Statlander got her cake and just desserts for after what happened at WrestleDream. Oh my goodness. They got the cake and eat it too. OSS rocks, live up to it. We do respect Mercedes Moné wrestling wise, but sometimes your ego has to get in check. So, oh, and we're going to hear from Jon Moxley. Yeah, it's a really good storyline. I mean, it's not like, you know. So Jon Moxley's talking about what happened after losing Darby Allin in the I Quit match. So it looks like Jon Moxley still is a bit infuriating, and he's going to get ready for his match. Oh, and awesome! The conglomeration is entrance. Oh my God. It just, like I said, it does remind me of 90210, Beverly Hills 90210. But we get to see Kyle O'Reilly take on Jon Moxley. Gonna be very curious to see. Here comes Kyle. Oh, and he's not coming alone because he does have members of the conglomeration with him. And I will say, Mark Briscoe and Kyle Fletcher did a banger of a match for the TNT. And where's Roddy? There's Roddy. There's Roddy. Roddy Strong is like he's like, I'm just the acquaintance of the conglomeration, even though he doesn't like the Death Riders. He's like, I know, right? It's crazy. I'm so happy. This is insane. And it does bring a homage to Beverly Hills 90210. Now, I know this is how I know I did say Tony Khan needs to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. But if you bring the entire cast of Beverly Hills 90210 to a Dynamite or give him a backstage segment with a conglomeration. Oh my God. That would be insanity. We got to make this happen. We got to make that happen. I need to see the entire, I know, and with the fact too, you have Luke Perry's son in the ring. Could you imagine if you had the entire cast of Beverly Hills 90210? That would be insane. But here we go. We have Jon Moxley, obviously accompanied by Marina Shafir. I know he's probably going to have the rest of the Death Riders behind. But like I said, Darby Allin. I know, Boza. I wanted to react too, but you could tell Monday's show is a little bit crazy because it was like Monet madness. But I did want to talk about it here, and it was so good. I'm pretty sure the rest of the Death Riders are not far behind, and even Darby Allin said it. He is gonna make sure that the Death Riders are no more, so he could be in the stands. He could be backstage. He'll be following Jon Moxley wherever he goes. Yes, Eddie King. I was going to tell you that fact. Mercedes was actually the one that actually wanted he wanted to get Mercedes was the one that actually wanted to push Harley Cameron. And she actually does love the puppet off screen. She has said it in one or two interviews that she does love Minnie Monet. Even without her character, she does love the puppet. So, I mean, it could be very interesting. But here we go. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I could see this team, like Darby needs to get a bunch of misfits together. I'm pretty sure the conglomeration are a perfect fit because it looks like Kenny Omega, Jurassic Express, maybe working with the Don Callis family. But here we go. We have Jon Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly one-on-one. I know. It's just crazy next week that they're going to be in Texas for the next 2 weeks, which is awesome. And Halloween is next Friday. I'm actually looking forward to see if we do a Halloween edition of WWT. I think we did one last year, and I dressed up as Orange Cassidy last year. Not sure who I'm going to dress up as this year. Oh, and of course, Jon Moxley's giving the finger to Kyle O'Reilly, but Kyle O'Reilly is not afraid. And I think this is one of the few times that we see Kyle O'Reilly and Jon Moxley go one-on-one. But Kyle O'Reilly is no joke because he is a technician. And he's definitely a person that I would not sleep on or underestimate. And it's very interesting that Jon Moxley's wrestling, and you have Bryan Danielson doing commentary, and he didn't even look at Bryan Danielson in the eye, so you know he's upset. So here comes Moxley trying to put a submission hold in, but Kyle O'Reilly trying to block it. Well, if it is going to be the conglomeration aligning with Darby Allin, I'm happy that I'm not going to lose hope because I'm still pulling for Willow and Marina Shafir to go one-on-one. I mean, I did see her in tag team action with Chris Statlander, but I need to see her go one-on-one with Willow Nightingale. And it's crazy enough because last year at Full Gear, when Moxley faced off against Orange Cassidy, Willow Nightingale made a return after she suffered a concussion. So it was nice to see her come back last year. And it's hard to believe it'll be close to a year since her return. So I think that could be a storyline build up for almost close to a year. And we may get to see them one-on-one. Dare I say it? Possibly full gear. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying maybe full gear. But if it does happen, I want to check. But going back to Kyle O'Reilly and Jon Moxley. Oh, and Jon Moxley biting. It looks like he's biting Kyle O'Reilly's ear. Ooh, and threw Kyle O'Reilly outside the ring. Oof. I know it's going to be a hard-hitting battle between these two, but as I mentioned, I'm watching this on TBS, and we're already in picture-in-picture. Mox has just been dominating this match so far. I just hope he doesn't think Kyle O'Reilly's an easy win. But as I mentioned earlier, Darby Allin could be anywhere. He could be anywhere. What's he doing with Kyle's hand? Ooh, he stepped on his hand. Mox is just like, I'm just like, whatever. And Jon Moxley's giving a figure to the fan. And also, I think this is going to like shift over after this match. It's going to shift over to that trios match with the conglomeration and the remaining members of the Death Riders, which makes a lot of sense. So at least it has some segue in there. And then after that, we have our main event. Bandido versus Kazuchika Okada. I know they're doing it under the rules of unification where everybody's been from ringside. So don't be shocked if you see Konosuke Takeshita come in after the match. Don't be shocked. Because I think we're just a few steps closer right before we see Takeshita and Okada. Sorry, it's been such a fun night, and it's hard to believe. See, this is what happens when you have so much fun on Timeless Elite Wednesday with me. And before I even go any further, we actually do have an initiative that our boss lady has made for Women's Wrestling Talk, where we're keeping all the history of women's wrestling. So feel free to check out this initiative, and every support helps.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate $1, $5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Every little bit helps, and just in time, we are back live from AEW Dynamite, coming to you from San Antonio, Texas. Kyle O'Reilly taking on Jon Moxley. You have Marina Shafir at ringside, and Kyle O'Reilly is now starting to get a little bit of upper hand because we did see Jon Moxley get a little bit of an upper hand. Yeah, a lot of punches back and forth between Kyle O'Reilly and Mox. And also you have to remember too, and it's crazy. It's kind of crazy too how last year, around this time last year, the conglomeration was starting to find its roots together. And how it's been a little over a year since they've been, well, actually more than a year, I would say. It's kind of crazy. And now we're in the full circle moment. Oh, nice submission hold by Kyle O'Reilly. And I know John's very banged up after his brutal I Quit match with Darby Allin. Yeah, what Bryan Danielson said. Oof, Kyle O'Reilly hit on the ropes. Yeesh. And it's funny, you notice throughout this match, he's not made eye contact once with Bryan Danielson. Kyle and Moxley are going back and forth. Ooh, outside the ring. Jon Moxley. Shaken and broken in the same sentence, Excalibur. Ooh, Kyle O'Reilly with an ankle lock. Ooh, nice move. Kick out made by John. Bryan Danielson said Jon Moxley is shaking after his loss to Darby Allin. Interesting thought. And you can tell it's a two-person one between Excalibur and Bryan Danielson, because if you did not follow reports, Taz unfortunately has to take a step back regarding health issues, but we do wish Taz a speedy recovery, and hopefully we do get to see him in the foreseeable future. Oh my goodness, Kyle O'Reilly's got the submission hold locked in. Getting quit. I love how Bryan Danielson is so into this match, and especially he got so excited when Kyle O'Reilly put that submission hold. That was funny. Ooh, that has to be a pile driver. That has to be it. That has to be it. Kick out made by Kyle O'Reilly. Moxley putting a submission hold on to Kyle. Well, as she should. Did she really think that she was going to toughen up and beat Sting? Come on now. You don't talk to Sting that way. You don't talk to Sting. Oh, boy. Ooh, nice move by Mox. Kyle O'Reilly with that chop. Oh, Moxley, he's got that submission hold. I'm still waiting on another round of Kyle versus Kyle. That's what I want to see again. I just want to see another round of Kyle versus Kyle. Ooh, Kyle O'Reilly made that counter. DDT. No. Ooh, Kyle O'Reilly's putting a submission hold in. Why do I feel like this may end? I want to say may end in pinfall, but why do I feel like it's going to end in DQ? He got the referee. What's he doing with the referee? He's trying to get himself disqualified. He just punched out the referee. My God, he just sucker punched the referee. So it looks like the match ends in a no contest. Well, that's lame. Mox, members of the conglomeration. Look at Orange Cassidy. Look at him with the shades. Oh, look. I can tell you this is going to be chaos. And Darby's not even here. Well, here comes the rest of the conglomeration, because up next, we got a trios match happening next. But Marina Shafir and Moxley are somewhat leaving. I kind of figured that, because it does bring up a little bit of a segue into this. I mean, Kyle won by disqualification. I mean, Mox, you sucker punch the referee. I mean, that's usually a cheap way to do that. But I guess we're going to build up for blood. I mean, if the men have a blood and guts, we shall see what happens. But hard to believe. We're almost at the home stretch, and it's almost 9:30. It was a unique way to segue into this. But I do think obviously the women, we're just still trying to figure out, because so many ladies, I love that they're in different storylines. We just have to figure out who's going to be involved with the women's blood and guts. Because I think I did say, because it looks like Chris Statlander and Harley are going to be with Mercedes, possibly Jamie Hayter, Queen Amanada. I could see Willow. I could see them bringing in Alex Windsor. Yes, exactly. I kind of love it, because now it's like, what do we do from here? Where do we go from here? I mean, there's many possibilities that they could throw in there, but we shall see what happens. But we're almost at 9:30, and do want to thank everybody for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesdays with your PR princess, your Timeless Elite, not CEO Wednesdays. Said can try to say he's CEO, can try to say it's CEO Wednesdays, but there's only one person that's taking over Wednesdays. You ain't gonna take my day. I can't speak on behalf of Honey, because I know she doesn't want anybody taking over Honey Night SmackDown. So you can take any day of the week. You just can't take my day. And you want to take it on a Wednesday show. It only works. And maybe you need to get your ass to do a watch along for Dynamite. We'll see about that. No, I'm very happy that I get to spend it with all of you on this 2-hour edition of AEW Dynamite. Like I said, after this, we're going to head over to WWT Live, where we're going to give a recap, not just on AEW Dynamite, recap on NXT, and also all the news that are happening all over the wrestling space. Just some news that are happening. Obviously, we did see some news afloat that happened for the last few days. So just me, Boza. If he tries to, he could try, because I never seen his ass do a watch along for a pay-per-view. And plus, I have to be there. And plus, I can't miss out. If a pay-per-view or any event in AEW comes to town, I can't miss it. So, but we are back live, and we have a trios match happening. We got 3 of the members from the conglomeration: Mark Briscoe, Roderick Strong, and my main squeeze, George Cassidy, taking on the Death Riders, Daniel Garcia, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta. It's funny. It's really funny. Orange Cassidy and Wheeler Yuta are going one-on-one. With the facts, Wheeler Yuta was trained by Orange Cassidy. Oh, and I'm looking at these tweets on TV for Dynamite. Moxley clocked that ref. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Well, that's one way to not submit. You're talking about what happened a couple minutes ago. I love that they're putting the tweets up on TV. I love the apron with the DC character portraits. I need one. I know, right? I love that they're doing that and really embracing. And just what they talk more about. We need a conglomeration sitcom on TBS network. See, there you go. This is one of the reasons why, Tony Khan, you need to purchase Warner Brothers Discovery. The gasp I grasped when she pushed Minnie Monet into the cake. Kazuchika Okada versus Bandido could be a legitimate match of the year contender. Can't wait. Possibly. Look at Orange Cassidy. Don't let his looks fool you. When he's in the ring, he can be a little bit crazy, and he can be very dangerous. Look at what's he doing? He's putting his pockets in. Daniel Garcia is wasting no time. And it's hard to believe after this match, we have our main event. Okay, so now we know it's under Continental rules, meaning everybody's banned from ringside. But of course, Don Callis always has a loophole, because I'm pretty sure he's going to be doing commentary. But here we go. Daniel Garcia, Mark Briscoe going one-on-one. And also, by the way, too, shout outs to Mark Briscoe. He had a phenomenal match against Kyle Fletcher for the TNT championship match. I'm very happy. That was a really banger of a match. And I know everybody wanted to see Mark Briscoe be TNT champion, but I do want to see Kyle Fletcher really stretch out this reign a little bit longer. I'm pretty sure in the future those two will meet again. But the tag is made to Roderick Strong, even though he's kind of considered an acquaintance with the conglomeration. He does have some ill feelings towards the Death Riders, and he figured, why not? And why not? So you got. I mean, if you have to beat the Death Riders, you kind of have to make a somewhat of an alliance. And I'm happy the conglomeration has been in together for over a year, which actually that's pretty awesome. And yes, he's coming his own into the singles division as well. So I really want to see Kyle Fletcher really start to be in his own. I definitely want to see another round of Kyle versus Kyle. But the question is, it's going to be what's next for the TNT champion. Who is going to be his next contender and challenger? That is going to be the question. Because there's a lot of people that could challenge Kyle Fletcher for that TNT. And here comes Claudio Castagnoli delivering that nasty uppercut onto Roderick Strong. Ooh, that was a nasty, nasty bump that Wheeler Yuta made. Yes, Boza, we still have that released too. We still have the brackets to be released tonight. So that's going to be fun, fun, fun. Oh, look at that Wheeler Yuta trying to sneak in. I know. This is like so much chaos. Either the conglomeration and the Death Riders, two teams that are no strangers to each other. But look at the power of Claudio Castagnoli drilling Roderick Strong onto the rail. Oh boy, it's a little bit of chaos, but hey, nothing wrong with some mayhem and chaos. Daniel Garcia ramming Orange Cassidy onto the barricade. Match is still going on, even though it's in picture-in-picture. And yes, Boza, we still have the AEW Women's Tag Team Championship match. So that'll happen before the main event starts. And I'm sure we're going to probably get some matches announced for Collision set for Saturday. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I know he's still in a tag team with Max Caster. I wouldn't mind seeing Anthony Bowens get another opportunity for the TNT title. I wouldn't mind it because I did enjoy the match that they had back at Summer Blockbuster, and I think that would be really cool. And maybe it could be a catalyst. Well, not a catalyst because it's teasing a bit. Because I do believe the Acclaim is going to happen in 2026, but I do see a lot of teasing because even though they're a tag team together, I wouldn't mind seeing Anthony Bowens get some singles goals while they're on the road of trying to reunite the Acclaim. But that's just something I thought about because you kind of have to really think about who's going to be the next person in line. Like, what story is Kyle Fletcher going to have? Because he is the face of TNT. So there's a lot of avenues that Kyle Fletcher can go with, but we shall see on that. Interesting enough, Daniel Garcia has been getting an upper hand. Tag is made to Claudio Castagnoli. I'm surprised. You know what I noticed? Because I know it's Excalibur and Bryan Danielson. I'm surprised Daddy Magic's not doing commentary. Because I know he still has some fuss with Daniel Garcia and the Death Riders, along with a certain person that was on commentary for WrestleDream, Mr. Nigel McGuinness, because he said he didn't take lightly to some of the comments that Daniel Garcia made, calling him a parasite a couple weeks ago. And that's still licking in his chops. I still believe Nigel and Bryan Danielson are somewhat going to get involved. I just have that feeling. So, but like I said, it has been a pleasure joining with you on a Wednesday night for Timeless Elite Wednesday. Just make sure once we wrap up here, we're going to get on WWT Live afterwards. We're just going to do a quick recap on AEW Dynamite, NXT, and covering everything that happened in the wrestling world. So you do not want to miss that with all the news that are happening. But we are back live with this trios match. We have the members of the conglomeration, Roderick Strong, Tomohiro Ishii, Mark Briscoe, and my main squeeze, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, taking on the Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and Daniel Garcia. But yeah, I'm very surprised Daddy Magic didn't come out to do commentary, because he has been doing commentary since Daniel Garcia turned heel and joined the Death Riders. But I guess they're probably saving that for Collision. I know, Bosa, me neither. I'm surprised Marina didn't stay for this match either. But tag is made to freshly squeeze Orange Cassidy, former international, two-time international champion, by the way. Look, Mono hands for that. Look, he's putting his hand in his pocket. See, he just put his hand in his pocket. Like, I'm just here. I'm just here to just beat you in the ring. Drop kick. He just does what he does best. He just doesn't have his shades. Oof. A nice chop onto Claudio. Orange Cassidy has the most history out of everybody because he faced off with almost every single member of the Death Riders. And if you saw some of the matches, they were very brutal. Flying. There's Mark Briscoe putting his kung fu skills into works. Also, make sure to check out Renee's latest interview of the Up Close Personal. She interviewed Eddie Kingston, who is back after suffering an injury, just talking about his recent return, aligning with Hook, and just seeing what's next for the Bat King, Eddie Kingston. So make sure to check it out on AEW's YouTube channel, because I love it when she does those kinds of interviews where she interviews all the different stars. Yeah, I know, right? They tend to underestimate them, but do not let them fool you. I mean, do not let them fool you. Oh, nice move by Mark Briscoe. There's a reason why he's a former Ring of Honor World Champion, because he will get the TNT Champion. He will get it. Just don't know when, though, but he will get it. Like Mark Briscoe, former Ring of Honor Champion, obviously former Tag Team Champion for Ring of Honor. Orange Cassidy, as I mentioned, two-time international champion. Roddy, former international champion, which is funny. He beat Orange Cassidy for that exact title. Yeah, they tend to, but it's just fun. You need that silly, you need that fun TV style, but if you mess with them, they will kick you. And also, they're down one member because Hologram's going to be out for the rest of the year, but they can manage. Ooh, nice counter by Roddy. Claudio. There's Orange Cassidy. Oh, Claudio caught him. Yeesh. Uppercut. Mark Briscoe, boot to the face. I know Bryan Danielson deep down really wants a piece of all members of the Death Riders if he wasn't seriously hurt. Daniel Garcia taking out Mark Briscoe. Claudio Castagnoli. Wheeler Yuta. Oh, boy. Nice save by Roddy. It has to be hard for Brian to commentate their matches, but he is a pro. He has his dad moments. It's hard for him, but I feel like sooner or later he's gonna have to say, you know what? I'm sick and I am tired of this. I'm pretty sure we'll see that out of Danielson soon. And I do believe him and Nigel are gonna have to team up somewhere in the future since they do have a common enemy with the Death Riders. Is Mark Briscoe gonna do the J Driller? J Driller. And your winners of this match, the conglomerations, Mark Briscoe, Roderick Strong, and my main squeeze, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, picked up the victory. Oh, yes, it's a great premiere of Conglomeration Boulevard this week, but unfortunately, the conglomeration paid the price because here comes Pac, here comes Ish, here comes Big Ish. I mean, he's standing up, here comes Pac. Only person missing is Gabe Kidd, but I know Gabe Kidd is cleared from injury. Oh, and look, here comes John Moxley. He's back. I thought he left. He left, and then there's Marina Shafir. Moxley know better not to mess with Ish. And then Marina Shafir giving the low blow to Ish. There's Kyle O'Reilly. The only person there's only two people missing. There's Willow, and also there's Darby. I know Darby's somewhere. Darby is somewhere. He's somewhere lurking. Because the only person missing is Willow. Oh, they're just tearing up the announcer. Oh, look, and I told you it was Darby Allin. He got that bat from Sting. Orange Punch. See, Darby Allin said it. You better run from Darby, especially he had that bat from Sting. And look at Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson ain't scared. He's not scared, but and I did mention this here, that Darby Allin may show up. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a blood and guts for the men's. Oh no, she's selling cake. Oh, there's Athena, the Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Didn't I say this a couple weeks ago? This may happen. Didn't I say it was a couple weeks ago? It looks like Athena and poor Alicia. Well, it looks like, and I just said this a couple weeks ago too. I said this a couple weeks ago. That is a possibility that Athena and Mercedes may team up. So it looks like they are going to team up. It's a shame. Well, not a shame, but it's very interesting. And I kind of did say that too. I just threw that out there. But yeah, it looks like which I wouldn't have a problem with that. We go from poor Alicia to poor. Yeah, I have to see. I mean, we have the TNT protocol Kyle Fletcher, because I did mention him, but unfortunately, I got to deal with this creep too. And I have to deal with him in the main event because he tries to weasel out through the rules book. Because he can't touch him. He can be a commentator. But we're going to see what the Aussie Protostar has to say after his victory over Mark Briscoe at WrestleDream. Very curious who's going to be his next opponent. Good luck over the next. Well, Boza, I'm only gonna do Full Gear. I don't think I'm gonna do Ring of Honor Final Battle in Columbus because that's a bit of a drive for me. But I think I'm gonna stick with being in state. Ooh, title defense number 6. No, it's okay. It's all good. He says it's done, but it may happen again in the future. It would be funny if Christian came out. That'd be very funny with the fact he is a former TNT champion. But I know Christian has other business. What's that? Mark Briscoe. And after that, after the ruckus had happened. But yeah. Well, he does talk a lot. I have a feeling they're gonna take this. I think they're gonna probably meet again at Full Gear. Probably Full Gear. Kids are not financial burden. I hope he doesn't have his own kids. Oh, that little creep is saying no. Saying no. Oh my God. Well, it won't be the last time we see these two. See, I don't know who does that creep Don Callis think he is. He says no. But I do think Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe are probably going to meet again. Set up for Full Gear. It's just a matter of time. But we are getting ready for our main event, our final match for AEW Dynamite to end. Kazuchika Okada, Bandido for the AEW Unified Championship match. Oh, hi, Chris Gallows. Thank you for joining on Timeless Elite Wednesdays with me. Just to let you know regarding my sidekick, Honey, she's not with me on the watch along tonight, but however, you can hop on to WWT Live after we wrap up AEW Dynamite, because you're going to have myself, you're going to have Honey, you're also going to have Seth there. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be throwing a hissy fit after the celebration that just happened a few minutes ago. But there's a lot to discuss on WWT Live after AEW Dynamite. It's going to be very interesting to see. I was very happy to see Athena back on TV because she's back. And that's good that she took a break. And obviously, of course, she's getting ready for her Who Runs the World show, which is this weekend, by the way, folks. Chris Callis. But this weekend, by the way. But yeah, and I kind of said this a couple weeks ago, too, when on WWT Live, where all of us were picking like tag teams, and I kind of threw in Athena, and I'm like, it could be a possibility. And here we are. It just sucks we may not get Alex Windsor and Tony Storm as a team. But I'm okay with Mina and Tony as a team. I just wanted Alex Windsor and Tony Storm to get their licks back from after the last time they teamed together in Scotland. Hold on, Chris Callis. I know you love Honey, my co-host, but just to let you know, she is taken and happily married. I just want to let you know she is happily married. But I'm happy you are a big fan of Honey. So just to let you know. But yes, Boza, I did want to remind you guys that once we wrap up AEW Dynamite, we're going to head over to WWT Live and just do a quick run through on the news, the recap from NXT and AEW Dynamite, just to get you ready, because we have a lot of action. And then of course, Friday show is going to be interesting because we're going to be doing our bold predictions for Halloween Havoc this weekend. We do have a lot happening. CMLL is having an event this weekend. Halloween Havoc is this weekend. It never ends. But I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining with wrestling. But I'm happy that we are getting a lot of it. So, yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see. Ooh. Okay, so right now it's time to reveal the brackets for the AEW Women's Tag Team titles. All right, Queen Amadana and Jamie Hayter against the Sisters of Sin. Oh, Alex Windsor and Rio taking on Tony and Mina Shirokana. I'm sad. Willow and Harley Cameron taking on Athena and Mercedes Moné. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford taking on the team of the BFFs. Ty J. I'm sad they have Alex Windsor and Tony Storm as opponents. That makes me sad. Two of my favorite ladies. But I guess there's a reason why. It's going to be fun. I'm so excited. And we're going to see Renee's been having a busy night. She's having a busy night. And we get to see Mina Shirokana. That's the name of the tag team. Ooh, Tekla. Ooh, these Jayleys are no strangers to each other. These ladies are no stranger to each other. Tekla and Mina Shirokana. That's what they did right before Mina had her big battle with Athena. Timeless love bomb. I love that. But I'm sad it's against Alex Woods. Well, you know what? I just wish the team of, well, we'll see that happen soon. So, but we shall see. But we got to get back to main event. We have obviously Brody King supporting his tag team partner, going back into the back because this is AEW unification rules. But here comes Bandido. Bandido 2 belts. He is one half of the AEW tag team champions, and he's also the Ring of Honor. Eddie Foster, I don't know if it's going to be 3 belts Bandido, because I know the fact too. Oh boy, this has a 1 hour time limit. Well, it's no surprise we're going to go into overtime. It's no surprise there. Oh, that has to be his mother. It may have to be, not like who's the mother. I know. That's why Don Callis thinks he's slick, because he's part of commentary. But he knows he cannot interfere because it's under rule. It's under unification rules. It's under. I'm just looking at you guys in the chat. I know. I don't like the name of the belt either. It should have been the international. They should have kept the international one and the Continental Champion separate. But it's like, since with the Continental Championship, you made Okada saying, here, you're going to have a belt, and lasted for a year. Yeah, I kind of figured he did that. Well, it should have been reiterated that way, but it's definitely going to be a banger of a match. Chris Callis. Well, that is true. Don Callis doesn't care, but unfortunately people fall for what he says. They fall for what he says. So that's very interesting on that. But anyways, we have a main event we have to worry about. And it's going to be very good. I'm very excited. Oh Lord, I have to deal with talking. I'm pretty sure Bryan Danielson is looking like, I'm pretty sure Bryan Danielson is looking like, if this creep does not shut up for a minute, he is scared of Conglomeration Boulevard. Yeah, it was Conglomeration Boulevard. I was very happy. Conglomeration. So I know it's like, why am I with this creep? But we are in our main event. 1 hour. Do not be surprised if this goes into overtime. Well, it's going to go into overtime, but if it does, I can see it probably ending no later than 10 after 10, 10:15. See? So AEW Collision, we're going to hear from the AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page. We're going to see Tekla taking on Mina Shirokana. Tekla's first match after her loss against Jamie Hayter from WrestleDream. After the chaos that happened today, we're going to see Pac taking on Big Tom, a hero, Ish. And we're also going to see Hook in action after him and Eddie Kingston picked up a victory during the tailgate brawl. I'm sure Eddie Kingston will be close by. And as the main event, a 400K All-Star 8-man tag team match, Jet Speed and Jurassic Express taking on the unlikely team of FTR and the Young Bucks. And next week, it's Fright Night for AEW Dynamite, because it's right before Halloween. It's going to be very, and look at Kazuchika. He's playing, oh God, he's playing 5 games with Okada. Well, Chris Gallows, to be fair, I do like the conglomeration name. It is a nice name. It does bring a ring into it, and I think it's great. I mean, you're entitled to not like what you want, but yeah. We have that little creep and that little more. I know, right? Crazy. Oh, Okada. Oof. That has to be Bandito's mother. It looks like his mother. It looks like she loves Okada. It looks like she loves Okada. Okada with that creepy little smile. Yeah, he's harassing Bandito in front of his family. Oh my God! Did somebody really see that? I saw a little child give the middle finger to Okada, and it looked like he had to be at least 9 or 10 years old. My God, I mean that's not a shock to me because I've been watching wrestling since 2002, and I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. But I know, Moza, I had to do a double take. I was like, wait a minute, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in wrestling. I've seen many kids do a lot of stuff, but you would think this wouldn't surprise me, but I know, it's like, where does a child learn it? Like, I remember when, well, I was too young to watch wrestling, but I remember when Austin came out during the Attitude Era, like, he was, like, drinking beer, blowing middle fingers, raising hell on everything. Like, oh my God, it was crazy. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. I just can't believe that child gave the middle finger to Okada. Man, I bet you that's going to be blown up on social. That is true, Chris Gallows. Chris Okada doesn't like children. Yeah, that is true. I have seen that happen. Show their bosoms in the audience. But we are on picture in picture. We're on the main event between Bandido and Kazuchika Okada for the AEW Unification Championship match. Still going to have the rules as you would for the Continental Championship match. Obviously, that creep down Callis is just having a loophole in there and doing commentary because he knows he cannot interfere. That's why Brody King is sent to the back. And wouldn't be surprised if we see an appearance from Takeshita after the match. But yeah, next week it is Fright Night. Yep, not surprised with overtime either. It's going to be overtime, but you know, still standing, still doing cool. Bandido standing up trying to give a chop to Okada, but it looks like Okada didn't flinch. I think we'll probably, Boza, we'll probably get some matches for Fright Night after AEW Collision. Like, if we're not going to get any matches now for next week, we'll probably get some for Collision after Saturday. Yeah. He is. Well, yeah, and also with the fact too, since he's been in AEW, he has been undefeated. So I think Bandido's the first person to give Okada a pinfall loss. Yeah, because I think he gave him a pinfall loss because I don't think he because he came into AEW last year and he hasn't been undefeated. But right up till now, Bandido gave him his first pinfall loss. But we're back from commercial break. Oh, look, he's putting up the finger. Yay. So we're back with our main event, the AEW Unification match, Kazuchika Okada taking on Bandido. I'm just gonna say this because if Okada pins Bandido, I know Ring of Honor Final Battle is happening in December. Do not be shocked if Okada is the next person in line. Do not be shocked if Okada is the next person in line to battle. Yeah, about a year and a half, Okada. But like I said, do not be shocked if Okada is the next person in line to challenge Bandido for the Ring of Honor World Championship, possibly at Final Battle. Bandido giving the shotgun on camera, trying to get the fans on their feet. His family's at ringside. I still can't get over that kid giving the middle finger. Yeah, I know Blink Christian has also said he wants that title. If Okada wins, that will be the third member. Yeah, that'll be the third member, because if Okada wins, he is pretty much entitled. Look at Bandido showing his strength and flexibility. I know that man has to do yoga. Okay, I had to make sure because I was like, I know Okada. Oh, look at Bandido. And also Chris Gallows, just to be fair with New Japan and AEW, I know there's a lot of things that are happening. I know WWE is doing stuff with Noah, which is another wrestling company in Japan. So a little bit of concern, and also with the fact too, with New Japan, Kazuchika Okada. Konosuke Takeshita is the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. So it's like you kind of don't want to rock it and also not creating a lot of conflict of interest. Do I think it needs a little bit of improvement? Yes. But I'm just hoping they get all their stuff in a row and everything. Oh my God. I'm looking at the tweets. Women's tag team bracket looks amazing. These matchups are insanely good. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. I love that they're putting the tweets out on TV. Bandido versus Okada. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Athena and Mercedes is a scary team. I do agree with that. They can be, because they teamed up before. And they actually did give me... Well, at least Monet already looks like a minion with that yellow icing. Oh, my God, these tweets. What a stacked tournament. Hell yeah. Oh, my God. Oh my goodness. Some of those tweets are hilarious. But yeah, and you tend to forget Mercedes and Athena are undefeated because they beat Toni Storm and Alex Windstorm when they tag team. It is going to be a good match between Timeless Love Bomb and Rio and Alex Windstorm. It's just put my ladies against each other. But it's all competitive and fun. So we shall see. Ooh, nasty tombstone by Okada. Targeting that shoulder. And of course, Okada's chuckling and laughing with that evil smile. He reminds me so much. You know, it's funny, for all the DC comics that are outside the ring, he is very much like the Joker. That's what Okada is. He's like the Joker. There's Dr. Sampson. He's trying to tape his shoulder, but oh God, Okada's trying to get it out of the way. Oh, and he's targeting that shoulder that's taped onto Bandido. Well, the tape was removed, but Bandido's been having issues with that shoulder for quite a while. Fly Kite, that's why I love Bryan Danielson. I know Danielson really wants to beat the crap out of Don Callis so badly. One arm Bandido. Ooh, nice chop. All right, what's Bandido doing right here? Whoop, 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 whoop. Nice kick. Is he going to do this right here? Replay for what happened at WrestleDream? Look at all the fans on their feet. 1, 2. Kick out by Okada. I know one thing too. Okada doesn't want to lose those belts he got from All in Texas after beating Kenny Omega. And the fans are chanting, "This is awesome." I can see this match ending no later than 10:15. Because after this, after they finish this, they got to do a taping of Collision. And that's going to air on Saturday. Ooh, Bandido's going to do it again. But drop kick by Okada. Ugh. No, roll up. Kick out by Okada. Counter by Okada. That's why he is the most wanted man. Oh, a nasty drop kick. And that had to do it with his shoulder, man. Not doing the Rainmaker. Oh, he did a Rainmaker himself. Luchador Rainmaker, I should say. But Bandido's feeling it. He's feeling it. Look at Brian Danielson. He's so excited. He's like, boom. And Don Callis can't interfere because this is under Continental Championship rules. No. Rainmaker. And that's it. And your winner and still champion is Okada. And like I said, he pinned Bandido, which means he could get an opportunity for the Ring of Honor World Championship match. Because Ring of Honor Final Battle is only a month away. They got me. Yeah, I kept thinking that too, but I was like, I don't think they're going to make Okada lose 2 times in a row. I don't think that's going to happen. Don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, it's pretty much, it's going to be probably Ring of Honor Final Battle. Could you imagine? And here come the rest of the members of the Don Callis family. Could you imagine if Okada wins the Ring of Honor Championship match? Could you believe? If I was Takeshita, I would be really mad about that because it's like, wait a minute. I just faced off against Takeshita. And I had to lose to him. But here comes Takeshita. Here comes the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. There he is. And I'm pretty sure there is no love lost after what happened at WrestleDream. And it's been teasing in the making since last November, right before the announcement of the Continental Classic. Kyle Fletcher and Don Callis, but sooner or later, it's going to happen. It's going to happen to Okada versus Takeshita. It's going to be very interesting. And looking at all the matches at Collision this weekend. I could imagine that. But it's just a matter of time when we see Okada versus Takeshita. Because that is bound to happen. I don't know when, but it's going to be brewing up sooner than you think. But that pretty much ends AEW Dynamite. Wow, there was a lot to cover, and I was very happy to see like some people from the roster and the one thing I will say that they're doing different than WWE, you don't see the same people ending it on the show. Because I know we did add like the Death Riders and Darby Allin in the show, and then obviously you had to deal with Hangman and everything else. But it was actually nice and refreshing to see the Don Callis family, even though I despise Don Callis, end the show on Dynamite, and seeing some of the other stars on the rise. It's a breath, but I'm really happy they are leaning into some of their other stars, while some of their top tier guys are out for a bit, like MJF, while Ospreay, Swerve, they're recovering from their injuries. But it really was nice to see, and I'm very happy for that. But that pretty much ends Timeless Elite Wednesdays, because I got to get out of here and do WWT Live, where I will give my recap of Dynamite. So I do want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Boza, Frederick Cole, our producer from the future, popped in. Eddie Foster, Chris Galler, SS Rocks 2001. Do want to thank all of you for hopping on, and make sure, like I said, head over to WWT for our live watch along, where we will give a quick rundown on anything. And also, you know where to find me on the socials, and you know where to find me on Wednesdays. But thank you all for supporting Timeless Elite Wednesdays, and also supporting Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. And I will see you on WWT shortly.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WWTalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.